Always a pleasure to talk about Prakash. And for some of the new members who are on the screen today, let me tell you that this friendship was born out of a Rotary. So, Prakash, you were not there last week. We had a session on how Rotary can help build enduring friendships. And Prakash
Wow.
is a living example. We met at DISCON, we met at the district picnic. I think we are not yet met at the international convention. So, Prakash is lagging behind on that. But
Yes.
next year, he has agreed to come with me to Houston since
Yes.
Taiwan has become virtual.
Yes.
So, barring that, Prakash, I'm very glad and honored to introduce him. He's a versatile personality, and who wouldn't be if you are a chartered accountant, a cost and works accountant, and also a company secretary. So he's become a Tribanga in his own way, as the film showing on Netflix, and he's got 15 years experience in working with MNCs. I think a big milestone in Prakash's life, will wait for him to confirm, happened in 2011 when he formed, and a message for Gaurang, when he formed his own startup called Virtual CFO, and thereby sort of helped many corporates stream their finance functions without actually having a CFO. In fact, I had a chat with him whether he could do the CFO work for cooperative housing finance societies, and we didn't take it up further because meanwhile we appointed under routine agency. But I thought maybe when he responds, we will know whether he's doing cooperative housing societies under the umbrella of virtual CFO. That will help many societies, including Ratan said, I'm a stone's throw, so we can start with Ratan's Kalpataru,
Yes,
which has
yes,
got a
yes.
large
We will
membership.
eagerly wait for that.
Yeah. So, with his background, it comes as no surprise if I tell you that he's a very popular speaker. He comes on the ET Now channels. He's addressed leaders of tomorrow, the Maharashtra CFO, Rotary meetings, global finance and banking conferences, zone startup, and it's very natural to tell you that he's a visiting professor at the Wellinger Institute for the Family Managed Business. As I mentioned, he's traveled widely in his own right, except he has not joined me at an RI convention, and he's a travel and cultural buff. And I'm very delighted to introduce him to our members today. Over to you, Prakash.
Thank you so much, Ramnathji, for lovely introduction. So first of all, thanks, Ratan. Your poem was beautiful. I was laughing all along, and please send it to me. I will send it to some of my friends and
Certainly,
my father's
certainly.
friends. It's beautiful. Thanks, Ramnathji. Ramnathji, as he said, he has become a friend over years. It is a lovely friendship. We have met so many times. We have spoken so many times. He has been to my office. So that's a pleasure of a Rotary. We at one picnic we stayed in same room together and we spoke till 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the night. So that's what Rotary is about. It forms lasting friendships. And I think this is one club where I've given maximum number of speeches. Probably it's my third or fourth speech, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I know Meenakshi ji personally, I know Ratan ji personally, Ravi personally, Arvind ji personally. So many people have, become personally known to them, and it is such a pleasure to come and address again the people whom you know very well. In terms of topic, some of you would be wondering what this man who is the CFO, whose job is to make a company's balance sheet healthy, to make finance department strong or increase profit is doing in raw food. Yes, that's interesting. So health is wealth, and health is the only real wealth. The rest all wealth, stock market goes up and down. The Sensex crashed 3,000 point in last 2 3 days, right? Health is one wealth which if you keep working hard, it will keep going up and it will keep growing. So my love for raw food started 4 5 years back when I attended a raw food seminar. It was an interesting event where I went for a seminar. The seminar title was "Follow Raw Food and Get Yourself Relieved from Diseases and Medicines." I said, "This sounds interesting." That's how I went and chose to go for this seminar. And in this seminar, interesting thing is, first speaker was Atul. He came and said, "Look, I had lost my movement of legs," and the doctor said, all the orthopedic surgeons said that, "Look, you can never walk." Because there is a breakage of internal pieces. And even if we put artificial leg, that will continue for 3-4 years, but beyond that, not. So I discussed internally. I said even if I put that artificial thigh or leg, whatever you call it, whether the body accept it or not, you don't know. Plus, this is only 4-5 years. After 4-5 years, doctor said we will again examine and say, can we replace it again? So by design, by force, I had to go for raw food because somebody said raw food is the only one which can cure it, and I became 100% raw food. You won't believe that within 2 years I started walking, and now I run marathon. Not a single rupee of medicine, not a single money, single pie on doctors. Second speaker who came was there was a boy who was 27-year-old Shetty. He said, "Look, my father has almost sorry a restaurant in bar, and my weight was 120 kg because the only thing was daru was free at restaurant, food was free. So every day I'll eat non-veg twice a day, sometimes thrice a day. I'll drink almost every day, and my weight was 120 kg plus. And at that stage, was- at that stage, I decided that I started having a lot of problems on BP, diabetes, multiple other issues with organs. I went to doctors, they gave me medicine. I went to celebrity doctors who gave me more stronger medicines. And beyond a point, it so happened the doctor said, "Look, nothing more can be given. Your problems are continuing. So the only other option is put you on operation table, start cutting your hands, legs, and thighs, and all other portions, and take out the meat and stitch them back." Even that will not solve the problem. That will reduce your weight, but your body will look deformed because we cannot take out in a very symmetrical manner from all parts of your body the meat. So you decide what you want to do. And that point, I really got serious and I followed raw food. Raw food has helped me reduce my weight by almost 50 to 60 kg. Now I'm close to 60, and I'm living a very healthy life. So that was the second speaker who came, and I was impressed. And then Hina Travel chairman came, and he came and said, "Look, I had a serious neck pain, back pain, a lot of other pains. I showed to best of the doctors, they gave best of the medicines. The only thing which will help is painkillers." It was not going away, but once I started following raw food, it happened. So I said, "Look, if there are people who have accomplished so much, they have come and said that this, there must be something serious." And that's how I choose to stay on the full seminar and listen to them what they have to say. So that was my journey about raw food, that how raw food helps and why did I got introduced to raw food. I said, let me learn. Maybe I'll be able to apply it on my body. I might be able to apply it somewhere else. So I stayed for full 4 hours. So let's get into the concept and then I'll give 5 or 10 minutes to question answer. Naveen, till what time I need to wind up? 12:30 or 12:20?
You have about 45 minutes, so I think by 12:30 should be okay.
Okay. I'll try to wind up by 12:30 and then maybe 10 minutes for question answer.
Yes, that's right. Thank you.
Okay. So what is the raw food concept? So raw food concept is eat what nature has given. Nature has given you fruits, nature has given you vegetables, and nature has given you some more things. Eat what nature has given. Animals don't eat any kind of cooked, fried, or steamed food. Animals eat what nature has given. They'll eat grass, they'll eat fruits, they'll eat leaves. Animals don't go for any kind of food which is prepared by somebody else. Still, they survive. They stay. They remain healthy and they complete their lifetime. The acid test of whether raw food is good for you or is not is very simple. You eat a fruit and you eat a vada pav. When you eat a fruit, you'll feel healthy, energetic, and light. When you eat vada pav, it will satisfy your taste, it will satisfy your hunger. But will you feel fresh? The answer is no. You'll start feeling a little dizzy, little lethargic, little tired, a little heavy in your stomach. That is a clear message that nature doesn't want that food or that food is not meant for you. It is that you on your own, because of taste buds, have invented that product or that piece to eat. So acid test is eat and then ask yourself, am I feeling good after eating this? Taste wise, it will feel good, but is your body responding good? And the reason that happens is because when you eat something which nature has produced, it aligns with your body, so it quickly digests. But when you eat something which nature has not given, which is cooked, baked, fried, that's where that body takes far more longer time to process, and that's where body becomes slower, your brain becomes slower. It takes more blood to process it, and that's why you feel lethargic. What are the advantages of following raw food? It can make you disease and medicine free life, especially in terms of your lifestyle diseases like BP, diabetes, acidity, and back pain. It's very, very useful. Almost everybody who has moved to raw food, even partly, we will discuss various stages of raw food, how you can practically implement it, so that those who want to have beer and non-veg and have some pakoras, and so that Ratan's poem doesn't apply to, then. Uh, but there is a balance possible where you can also enjoy beer and pakoras, and there is also possible that you can also maintain good health. That balance is possible. Uh, it increases your immunity by big time. Once your immunity goes up, you don't fall ill quickly, you recover faster, you're able to fight diseases like corona because there's no disease. So it make your immune system very, very strong. It make you feel lighter. It makes you feel more energetic. Uh, so that is the thing. Let me give you a simple example. For example, when I go to gym, all people around me in gym or the gym instructor will say, "No, you need to take this protein shake, that artificial protein, and all that." But if you really ask me that when you come back and have two bananas, you feel equally energetic because it has glucose and it has carbs. People like me who are diabetic, I don't eat banana, but then I have two oranges or two apples. It gives me same amount of energy and freshness, which typically something else will give. Weight management. So when I learned raw food and I started applying, I'm always have been slim, but I think I was 62 those days. I straight away dropped to 54 in less than 3 months once I started doing raw food. Only 60-70% of the day, not 100% of the day. In my family, I made my father-in-law, my mother-in-law, my both the brother-in-laws, my wife, a couple of us, followed, and I think collectively we lost more than 150 kg in next 2 months. In fact, my brother-in-law, who is almost 100 kg, he became 85, and he sent me a big thank you message for helping him do that. So weight management, raw food is extremely effective. You need not to pay to any dietitian. You need not to read any book. You need not to go to any celebrity weight loss person who will say, "Look, I've done this, this, this." Raw food can be very, very effective in weight loss. Now, most people say, okay, if I shift to raw food, what will happen to my taste? What will happen to this? What will happen to that? How will I do? Do we have enough options? In the interest of time, I cannot get into too much detail there, but still I will share with you certain things. Your breakfast should be green juice. Green juice is your dhania, palak, methi, bathua, chandlai, all kind of green leaves. You can take any two of them and make juice out of it. It's called green juice, and that should be your breakfast. You may like it or not, or you may believe it or not. They collectively put together have so much protein, so much vitamins, so much minerals that you don't need genuinely any other form of breakfast. That will make you fresh, energetic, and keep you up throughout the day. You can also add tomato, gajar, beetroot, or you can make juice just out of tomato and gajar. In fact, they gave me a small booklet which shows more than 40 plus juices possible from different varieties. This is your poha, upma, idli, dalia, or eggs, or whatever bread you eat, or oats you eat. That you have to repeat probably every third or fifth day. We are giving you 40 options. So for 40 days, you need not to repeat. That should be your breakfast. That every day have some kind of green juice which is made out of what nature has given. It should be typically be held between 10 to 12 o'clock. So allow your body some fasting, and fasting helps you clear your diabetes and make you more healthy and fit. So the concept is that 12 to 16-hour fasting. That's why they say green juice should be ideally be held. You should have it at 12 o'clock. But if you can't control, then around 10 o'clock or between 10 to 12. Lunch should be typically sprouts. You soak it and sprout a bit, all your 4-5 pulses. Raw vegetables, which could be your matar, you could be gobis, patta gobi, phool gobi. It could be. So again, in terms of vegetables, a lot of people ask me, look, I can't have raw vegetables. So understand, nobody's asking everyone to have all raw vegetables. For example, green peas, everybody like it. It's tasty. Cauliflower and band gobi is again tasty. If you try it, sometimes quite tasty. What you may not like is something like tinda or something like turai. But like I tried it first time, I didn't like it, but the second time I tried it, I found it as good as an apple. The tinda taste. Similarly, I eat karela raw because of my diabetes, and over a period of time, I've developed so much taste for it that I genuinely like it as I eat apple. It's a question of developing that taste. You need not to eat all raw vegetables. You choose which one you like. It's not compulsory you have to eat all raw vegetables. But there are 3 or 4 vegetables which you will genuinely like eating. Similarly, another piece they say washed poha, which means just take a poha, wash it with your drinking water, and then just put a little bit of black pepper, a little bit of black salt, raw salt, and have it, and it's very, very delicious. Uh, you can make a lot of dishes out of it by changing the combinations and by changing the variety. Your dinner, they say, should be typically one chapati and a lot of dal. Dal will give you protein, and chapati will satisfy that need for carbs a little bit and the desire to have chapati, because Indians diet or Indian food is more chapati based. Unless we have one chapati a day, we don't feel that dinner is complete or the day is complete. Those who are rice eaters can take a small bowl of rice. Now, mid-meal snacks. Mid-meal snacks are at 11 o'clock and 4 o'clock, which is between breakfast and lunch and dinner, when you feel hungry. All of us feel very, very hungry at that time. At that time, you should have any 2 fruits. It could be your orange, it could be your apple, it could be your papaya, it could be your grapes, it could be your guava, it could be any fruits which you like. Take any 2 fruits. Uh, I'm fond of groundnut. So in my office and home, both next to my table, there is a dabba full of groundnut, kachi mungfli. I love it. One thing which I have not put here is I also put til, a lot of til in a dabbi. I love eating kacha til, and it is full of calcium. Uh, Coconut is very good. You can have the Pujaga coconut, or you can go down market and have a coconut water. Like after I attended raw food seminar at 4 o'clock, when I feel hungry, rather than going down and having a samosa or vada pav, uh, I just look for a coconut water wala and have coconut water with thick malai. And that need is over of 4 o'clock eating anything else. In fact, I feel so good that I've stopped eating any other thing apart from that nariyal pani, or when I'm busy with my calls, work in office, I'll just eat that kacha mufli. That has become my routine. Similarly, I keep a bowl of dry fruit, which means your cashew, your badam, your kishmish, and a lot of other things. You can mix them or you can keep them separately. Whenever you feel hungry, you can take it around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. It will give you good amount of energy and nutrition. Now, interesting part is, somebody in the seminar asked a very, very interesting question. But then what about, I want to enjoy my taste. I want to have my biryani. I want to have my ice cream. And there were discussion a lot of other dishes, but for the limited time we have here, I'll cover 2 things. So they said, look, what is there in biryani? You have rice and you have variety of things in it. That's why you find it tasty. What you could do is you can take poha, wash it, and once you can put a little bit of pomegranate pieces, it will make it very, very tasty. Next time you can put little small pieces of guava. Third time you can put little cucumber and tomato. So in fact, they gave me a book which says that how to make biryani from raw food in 20-30 ways. So then somebody stood up and said, how about ice cream? I want to have ice cream. Ice cream is not given by nature. So they said, fine. So for eating ice cream, the best thing is take a watermelon or musk melon, put it in the water for 2-3 hours. It will become nice cold from inside. Then cut it half, take a spoon and start eating as if it is a larger bowl of ice cream. It's very, very tasty. The watermelon and muskmelon. Eat it. Similarly, mango, you cut it and have it with your spoon. It's excellent mango ice cream. That is the nature's ice cream which nature has given. You want to enjoy the coldness, you want to enjoy the sweetness. So this is your raw ice cream which you can enjoy as much as you want. Even for diabetic people, compared to a market ice cream, this is a natural ice cream which you can enjoy, eat, and have fun. In fact, for diabetic, medicine or allopathy doctors say don't eat anything sweet, including the sweet fruits. But raw food philosophy is different. They say you can eat anything sweet, even if you have diabetes, as long as it is given by nature. So they are in favor of eating your bananas, your watermelons, and your sugarcane juice. Everything they are in favor. Now, what are the different stages of raw food which you should adopt and how you should go about it? Minimum 20%. So if you are looking seriously at raw food, then minimum 20% of your day's intake should be raw. It could be in form of salad, it could be in form of one meal, it could be in form of breakfast, or minimum 20% should be raw. Beyond that, ideally raw food consumption should be equivalent to your age. So if you're 40-year-old, then your 40% food should be raw. If you're 70-year-old, the 70% food should be raw. That will keep you always healthy, energetic, fit, and slim. Because by design, then it will not allow the carbs to go in, and by design, you will remain slim and fit. If you have light diseases, you have 2, 3 diseases, then you want to get rid of them, and you want to also get rid of medicines, then ideally you should go for 40 to 50% for light diseases and weight reduction. If you keep your daily food 40 to 50% raw, then you will be able to get rid of your lot of diseases. For example, I take some medicine for my diabetes, but when I was on raw food for 4 months and I did almost 60-70%, my diabetes came both BP sugar and fasting perfectly within the limits without any medicine. In fact, I have to stop medicines because it would have gone further down otherwise. So that is the impact of raw food. Weight reduction, so you will say immediate. Even if you follow 30% raw food, you will see immediate reduction in your weight. And I tell you, one thing which everybody should follow is, even if you say, okay, look, this is there, my taste buds are there, at 11 o'clock and 4 o'clock, compulsory start eating raw food, at least alternate day. So one day you can go down and have your vada pav, samosa, masala dosa, and whatever you want. But second day, try it at 11 o'clock and 4 o'clock, you eat something what nature has given. You can think of 20 new options which nature has given, and one of us hasn't thought of it. For example, they didn't tell me, but what I do is, especially when I'm at home, at 4 o'clock, if I feel hungry, I go open the fridge, take out a lot of green peas and eat 40, 50 green peas, peel them and eat it. And I feel very satisfied, very energetic, and nutritious. And I keep the balance green peas back in freeze. It's just my wife shouts at me, look, this was I kept for tomorrow morning vegetable, and you finished, how will I make vegetable? So I said, Dad, you take care. I don't care about it. So that is there. 80 to 100% is for cancer and other high risk diseases. If you genuinely have a disease which is uncurable or which is complex or which is after long effort is not curing, then you have to move to 80 to 100% for raw food. So until that disease get completely cured, you should move 80 to 100% for raw food, because that is what may detoxicate your body completely. That is what make your body clean from inside, and you will be able to go for a healthy, the process of recovery will start. In fact, you'll be surprised to know, I met long before I attended the seminar in 2016 or 2017. When I was in Dubai in 2011, I met a chartered accountant called Arun Bhatia, I think. And Arun was 75-year-old. His all teeth were intact. His all hairs were black. And he used to teach yoga. He was CFO of a company, and he used to run. So I said, how do you manage to do that? He said, Prakash, 5 years back, I gave up on cooked food completely. Last 5 years, our gas is switched off, which means last 5 years, we have not lit the gas. Me and my wife eat for last 5 years only raw food. So I say, any disadvantage? He said, my wife doesn't like it because now breakfast, lunch, dinner, I don't ask her to make. I just open the fridge, take out, that's my breakfast, lunch, dinner. Her importance has gone down. She said, अभी आप खाना मांगते नहीं, खाना बनवाते नहीं, तो आप मेरे को पूछते नहीं. So that is only disadvantage. Rest, taste wise, I don't even like cooked food even if somebody offer it now. He has reached that stage. So that's a kind of health benefit it can be. Now I come to the topic of milk and milk products. It's a very controversial topic. A lot of people are against milk and a lot of people are in favor of milk. But here I will say what views they give, and as an often philosophy, why they oppose milk, and then leave it there whether you want to follow it or not. Because milk is a subject which is very, very passionate subject, a very, very touchy topic. But I'll just tell you what they say about it. Milk is from mother to baby. You know, nature has given milk from mother to baby in the sense when any living animal's baby is born, there's milk. Milk comes till the baby needs it. Once baby is able to digest outside food, the milk at mother's breast automatically stops. So milk nature is given from mother to baby. We, for our own taste, for our own traditions, for our own purposes, tie some other animal's legs, forcefully take it out and drink. Nature is not giving it. That animal is not coming and happily giving it to you. It is the by force you are taking it by tying the legs or by using the modern machines and all that. Second issue they talk about is the quality of milk. This earlier when you had a cow or a buffalo at your own house, it was still okay that you were taking out the milk and drinking it. There was hygiene, there was quality and everything. But today, milk is produced in cooperative societies or in commercial manner where they give a lot of injections to produce the calf after the moment the first calf is born. They don't give any rest to the body of the cow or buffalo because they are commercial reasons. They give enough injections so that the milk production increases. The food quality is more to increase milk rather than the health of cow. And if in this whole process, if the cow dies, they just send it to the slaughterhouse. Nobody, that whole concept of cow is our mother or the care or the any a lot of other things around is not there. And there are a lot of chemicals mixed to keep milk preserved for a longer period. We don't realize it because at a very high temperature it is boiled and then chilled and then you're given it and now you're used to that taste. But if you genuinely go to a village, take a cow which is in somebody's house and take out that milk and drink, you will find the taste quite refreshing and different compared to the milk which comes to our house today. Every time you drink milk, you ask yourself, are you feeling little bloated, little gas, little acidity? And if you keep drinking milk on a regular basis, it will add to the weight. I had a slight stomach which didn't go with running, with gym, and many other things I did, it didn't go. But the moment I stopped milk and milk product, in less than 45 days, my stomach became super flat. That is the impact of milk and milk product. So they explain it very well. They say a child is born with 3 kg. In next 20 years, he becomes 55, 60 kg. A cow's calf is born at 25 kg and it goes up to 300 kg in next 20 years. So they say milk is meant for physical growth, not for mental growth. So if you drink too much milk, they say, mythology that it will make your mind sharper, but it actually makes your body heavier, the stomach little out. Because you look at when you put the milk in, when the calf drinks it, he becomes an ox, which is 300 kg. And they said this is the precise. Ask yourself in your car when you're putting petrol, if you put juice, will it run properly? Similarly, your body doesn't need milk; it needs what nature has given. So this is all on milk and milk product. But before I close on the milk piece, I will also give you my personal experiment of milk and milk product. When I stopped it, I did feel that little weakness and all because the calcium and the protein or the other pieces which were going in were not going. But immediately after that, as I started supplementing it with coconut and sesame and a lot of other things which has natural calcium, soybean and all, I didn't feel any kind of weakness. In fact, Ramnathji and some of other close friends know of the are practicing marathon these days. I ran in December 21 kilometer. almost 10-12 days back, I ran 29 kilometers. I'm almost consolidating for this season, but next season I'll try to reach 42 kilometers because beyond a point, you can't stretch your body. You need to consolidate a lot. And I don't feel any kind of weakness, even though I don't have milk and milk products. But at the same time, what I was missing was the joy of milk and milk products. So one change I made is because I don't have any other disease apart from diabetes. What I said, I'll have milk products, but for the taste, not for the daily consumption. So if I'm meeting a client, he offer tea, I will have tea even though it has milk. At home, sometime I will have lassi, ice cream, raita, and a lot of other milk products. Like my wife is making dahi vada today, and I love dahi vada. But that whole thing about consuming daily milk and curd for the sake of strength, I've cut down. If I feel like having a milk someday, I will have it, no problem. If I want to enjoy dahi someday, I will have it. I've not stopped it because I'm still young. I'm 48. At 48, you still have your taste buds. My father is okay. He says, "Abhi mujhe zyada cheezein khani nahi, simple food is okay." But I still have taste buds. So I said, I can't live completely off milk and milk products. So that's on milk and milk products. Now, I'll close my speech with a simple conclusion. You need not to be scared from raw food. You need not to feel, look, I can't, live my life with salads and fruits, and how would I have raw vegetables? There are multiple varieties. Go to Google, type on raw food, type of raw food recipe. You will get ample articles. There are enough celebrities worldwide who have moved out 100% to raw food or 70-80% to raw food. There are enough diseases have been cured, which is only by raw food. Even allopathy couldn't resolve them. So it's a tool in your hand. How much you want to use it, what percentage you want to use it, that's entirely up to you. I will also take a few minutes of giving two examples because apart from raw food, I'm also very close to naturopathy. That how naturopathy and raw food can be very beneficial in maintaining a great health. I was diagnosed with diabetes 15 years back when I was in HSBC. I was one of the youngest president drawing one of the highest salary. So as a bonus, apart from money, I also got diabetes. When I remember diabetes was discovered, it was at 400 level. Those who understand diabetes, my HbA1c level was 11.5. Normal should be between 6.6 to 7. Now my all other VPs who were at my level, they said, "Arey, ये अच्छा डॉक्टर है हिरानंद, sorry, ब्रिज कैंडी में उसके पास चलते हैं, ये इधर है इसके पास चलते हैं, he will cure it like this, you know." One friend तो even came and said कि ये वाले celebrity doctor के साथ मैंने package sign कर लिया है. He will send me a person who will take sample, medicines, everything is outsourced. So he thinks that health can be outsourced. It's like signing up a gold gym membership or buying a Nike Air shoes and say, "Look, I'll remain fit in 2020." That's not health all about, right? So when I started treating my diabetes, my doctors increased my medicine. Then after 2-3 years, they increased the power. Then I said, "Where are we headed?" So he says, "Well, after this, maybe you should try insulin." So I said, "Look, why should I put an injection in my body every day?" He said, "This is the way." And that's where even those days, I was quite attracted to naturopathy and raw food. And touchwood, over years, I've reduced my medicine. I've reduced power of my medicine. And nowadays, the way I treat my diabetes is interesting. If my diabetes goes up, I have a diabetologist. I've got an MD physician. I've got all of that. But if my diabetes goes up, I simply ask myself, was my exercise right? If not, I do exercise. One of the doctors gave me very good suggestion, Ayurvedic doctor, that if your diabetes is going high, instead of adding additional medicine and lunch, either pre or post lunch, go for a brisk walk of 20 minutes. If you're going post lunch, maybe you need to go 20-30 minutes later because immediately after lunch, it's not advisable to go for brisk walk. I do it for 1 week and my diabetes come down by 30-40 points. Second thing, I ask myself, how is my stress? If I feel too much stress because I've got too much work, too many things, then I just cut down my work. I just cut down my meetings. I start saying no to people. I do more meditation. I do more evening walk. If not something, I'll just sit down peacefully and listen some nice music. And my diabetes comes down by 40-50 points. I don't go to diabetologist to increase the medicine to bring it to same level. Second example I'll give, and then we'll wind up the session today and open it for question answer is, my father had a paralysis attack on 14th November, just 2.5 months back. We went to the hospital, admitted him. After 1 week, we got a discharge, spent close to 2 lakh rupees for a week. Hospital was not willing to give a discharge for obvious reasons. And I forcefully asked for a discharge and we brought him home. not just for the money. It is a simple hospital, not even one of the celebrity hospitals in South Bombay. There the bill would have been much higher. So I said, look, at the rate of 2 lakh per week, in monthly will be 8 lakh. I'll be wiped out, right? Then I need to call up Ratan and say that get me some more clients, otherwise, my balance is going out of order. So I said, look, let me bring home. So after what I did after bringing home, we have a nurse, qualified nurse who comes home and take care of him. But now if BP goes up, I don't get worried. Why? In hospital, they will give injections of BP, they'll give shoots to bring it down. We don't do anything. We simply put the TV on, we put some chanting. I've got a nice Carva tape. We put that on. I've got 2-3 plants in his room. We sit next to him, we massage on his leg and all, and his BP comes down, it's normal. No medicine, no doctor needed. He gets fever, as long as it's 100, we ignore it. The moment it goes to 101, we start sponging. थोड़ा गीला कपड़ा लिया, sponging करते हैं, his fever comes down. Fever 102 की तरफ जाता है, we take ice water and sponge it, it comes down. No medicine required. When I see hospital, there are injections, 1,000 rupee injection to bring down the fever. Twice a day. That is the level of medication goes. I'm happy not because my bills have gone significantly down. I'm happy because he's naturally getting treated. There is a natural care coming, and he's recovering at a slow pace because paralysis is a very, very complex disease, and at 70 it's not easy to recover. But I'm giving all kind of natural ways to treat him. For example, his diabetes is low or high. I know how to handle it without medicine. I have a machine through which I check it, and I'm able to quickly bring it in the limit. So that is the power of naturopathy. If you believe in naturopathy, if you believe in raw food, you have a life ahead of you which is full of energy, happiness, and good health. But if you don't follow all of it, then you have to keep good doctor friends, and you have to keep a rich bank balance, because that is the only thing which will help you. So as a CFO, I'll help you save money both in your balance sheet as well as your medicines. So that was on a lighter note, and thank you, Ramnathji, for approaching me and giving me chance. Thank you, Naveen, for allowing me to speak as a speaker, and thank you everybody else for being a good audience and giving me a chance.
Thank you, Prakashji. Thank you for a wonderful presentation. I'm sorry, I have to keep my video off because there's some disturbance happening in the background. I just have a couple of questions that have popped up on the chat box. The first one I'll just read out for you. It's from our Rotarian Vinod Buddhi Rajaji. He's asking that you mentioned that acidity, gas, and weight are caused by milk, but these are not caused by curd. Isn't that correct?
No, I'm not saying it's caused by curd, but if you regularly consume milk will in some ways create acidity and those species. Now, these are debatable topics, but yes, there is reasonable evidence available that milk and milk products will cause some kind of acidity and gas. I mean, in general, also, you just have a glass of milk, you'll feel a little bloated.
Correct. Got it. With that, I would like to leave the floor open for any other questions, please.
President sir, I would like to have some question or some observation with Prakash. Prakash, can I ask?
Yeah.
देखिए
You
ऐसा
have
है
unlimited
हाँ
quota to ask.
नहीं
After the
unlimited
session also, you can call me and ask.
Can you stop the screen sharing so that we can be back
Yeah,
on
one
gallery
second.
view?
Yeah.
प्रकाश जी ऐसा है कि जो आपने रॉ फूड की बात की है तो रॉ मीन्स जैसे दाल आती है चना रहता है उसको रॉ बोलते हैं या जो खेतों से
नहीं,
तुरंत
so दाल एंड चना इज काउंटेड एज रॉ. आप चना सोक करके खाइए. जैसे मैं जिम जाता हूँ सुबह,
हाँ
तो मैं बढ़िया से चना सोक करके एक बाउल खा के जाता हूँ. आई फील एनर्जेटिक. वो ब्रेड खाना पहले जो था सब मैंने बंद कर दिया.
तो इसको बॉईल करके खाना वाला आप बता रहे हैं या सोक करेंगे तो रात को सोक करना पड़ेगा तभी सुबह
रात को सोक कर दिया, आप सुबह उसको खाइए. और अगर आप सुबह सोक करके रात को उसको एक कपड़े में बांध देंगे या स्प्राउट वाले बर्तन में जिसमें छेद होते हैं उसमें रख देंगे, तो सुबह थोड़ा स्प्राउट हो जाता है. दैट इज फुल्ली that's very nutritious and very healthy.
Okay. And the next thing, as you rightly told that the तो रॉ चीजें जितनी भी रहती हैं वो कुदरत के साथ में, कुदरत के नज़दीक जितना रहेंगे वो हमारे लिए उतना बेनिफिशियल रहता है. जैसे कच्चा खाना बोलिए, रॉ बोलिए, पानी है, जंगल की हवा है, तो ये कुदरत ने हमें पास में रखने के लिए किया. पर वी आर गेटिंग अवे फ्रॉम द नेचर, कुदरत जी बोलते, इसलिए इसके जो साइड इफेक्ट होते हैं. और दूध के बारे में जो आपने बताया है उससे मैं कुछ 50% 60% सहमत नहीं हूँ कि कृष्ण भगवान के ज़माने में भी कहा था कि हिंदुस्तान में दूध की नदियाँ बहती थी, और दूध में जैसे आजकल वो और साइंटिफिक उसके रिसर्च आ गए, A2 मिल्क, A4 मिल्क, और जो देसी गिर गाय होती है, थूम वाली गाय बोलते हैं हम, जो हम्प होती है, उसके गाय का दूध अच्छा रहता है। एंड ऐसा है कि जो ओरिजिनल गायें थी हमारे वैदिक कल्चर में देखे जाए कि जो पुरानी गायें होती है उनके हम्प होता था, लेकिन बाद में ये क्रॉस ब्रीड होके जो वेस्टर्न सिविलाइजेशन के हिसाब से कृत्रिम गर्भाधान करके जो ये गायें हो रही है, सो सम ऑफ माय वेरी क्लोज सेंट और जो इस स्पिरिचुअल लीडर्स हैं वो बताते हैं कि दीज आर नॉट काउ, ये गाय नहीं, ये गवय है। गवय मीन्स गाय के जैसा एक पशु। तो उसका दूध जो आजकल मिल रहा है वो उसको हमने क्रिश्चियन कर लिया कि दूध हो गया है, और उस कारण से ये प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट हो रही है। इफ़ यू रियली एक्चुअली गो फॉर A2 एंड A4 मिल्क, जो हम्प वाली गायें होती हैं, उनका दूध अभी भी अच्छा है और वो अच्छा ही रहता है। और भैंस तो एक ही है कि पशु है। अब किसी भी तरह के पशु का दूध, जैसे बकरी का दूध भी गांधी जी पीते थे, ऊँट का दूध भी पिया जाता है अलग अलग, तो दैट इज़ अ मेडिसिन। पर बेसिकली जो गाय है, ये मैं एलोबरेट करने के लिए बोल रहा हूँ, मैं जस्ट मेरा जो फीलिंग्स है और मुझे जो बताया गया वो शेयर कर रहा हूँ कि असली गाय का दूध, जो देसी गाय बोलते हैं, काठियावाड़ी गाय या गिर गाय, सौराष्ट्र गाय, या राजस्थान की जो गाय होती हैं, कोल्हापुर के जो बड़े बड़े सींग वाली गाय होती है, उनका दूध आज भी अच्छा है और ये कुछ भी प्रॉब्लम नहीं होनी चाहिए। आई एम नॉट सेइंग 100% कॉन्फिडेंसली, लेकिन जो आपने बताया ब्लॉटिंग या ये चीज़ें, वो बिल्कुल भी नहीं होगी, क्योंकि वी वेस्टेड इन आर लैकिंग द प्रोटीन्स इन आवर मील। तो प्रोटीन को फुलफिल करने के लिए ये वाइट जो चीज़ें हैं, ये गाय का दूध ही रहता है। Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I agree with you, Ratan, and that's what I said at the beginning also. It's a topic which has both sides of view, and we need to respect both sides of view. But what I'm convinced that there are enough other sources. जैसे हम तिल है बिल्कुल नहीं खाते।
Right,
अगर आप वो मीठी मीठी सौंफ अपने टेबल पर रख के उसमें आप शुगर कंज्यूम करो, इससे अच्छा आप टेबल पर तिल रखो। तिल से आपको कैल्शियम भी मिलेगा और न्यूट्रिशन भी मिलेगा।
right,
सिमिलरली जैसे आप 40 के बाद 50 के बाद डॉक्टर आयरन की कैप्सूल लिखता है कि आयरन की कमी है, लेकिन आप सर्दियों में बथुआ है, आप बाजार से बथुआ लाके उसको आप उसका जूस निकाल के पियो, इट हैज इनफ आयरन दैट इज गुड फॉर कपल ऑफ मंथ्स, इट्स सो रिच इन आयरन, बट वी हैव फॉरगॉटन टू इवन बाय बथुआ एंड टेक इट।
right. You are right, Prakash.
Similarly, see, you need not to go 100% raw. Like, let's say you're not comfortable with certain things. You can make a soup. You can do a little bit of steaming. That all is allowed. See, what we are saying is instead of giving up 100%, then you are giving up only 10% or 20%. Then 80% is with you. For example, अगर आपको कच्चा पालक नहीं खाना है, I mean, you will be surprised that earlier, when I would give a long speech of 2 hours, if I'm addressing a large conference, I'll feel completely dried up, and they will offer me some Starbucks coffee or some cake or something, and you feel it. At home now, when I do long speeches, a lot of times I deliver a 2-hour speech, and after that I go and take out some spinach, 25-30 पालक की पत्तियां लेके उसको wash करके मैं कच्चा खा जाता हूँ. I feel same level of energy, in fact better, which I get after a Starbucks coffee and a piece of that bread or cake or whatever it is. You don't need so much. What you need to do is you need to eat a little more quantity of fruits and vegetables and salad to fill up the gap. If you eat slight, then you'll feel hungry. But if you eat good quantity, you'll not feel hungry. Good. Any other questions? Arvind, you wanted a quick recap of the entire speech. That's right.
No. I was saying, Prakash, your conversation was a very good recap. And many times we read and we hear and we talk, but you structured it very well together.
Yeah.
So in a very lucid and crisp manner, so that in our day-to-day functioning, we can be more mindful and not be ignorant. Because many times we just go with the flow.
Yes.
And culturally also, when you meet someone, eating is a part of meeting actually.
Yes.
So people get offended if you don't drink or eat with them.
No, I completely agree. Marwadi Gujaratis are known for that. Me being Agrawal and from Rajasthan, so I'm foodie. Like lot of times when I go somewhere and there's somebody who has heard me talking about raw food or a speech, they say, "अरे तुम उधर तो इतना बोल रहे थे, इधर बैठ के पकोड़े खा रहे हो." That doesn't is not right. But
Yeah,
see,
on a weekend, if someone invites you home
हाँ,
and you say that, sorry, I'll come and meet you, but I will not eat.
हाँ,
You know, so that is the world in which we live, and that becomes our life. You know.
yeah. So that is where I said, what is sustainable is
Yeah.
that close to your age percentage, you follow it. That is sustainable. Like
Yeah.
if you are 50 and you are doing 50%, which means आप दिन में ब्रेकफास्ट लंच डिनर में से एक चीज आपने रॉ कर ली और बाकी 2 चीज या 1.5 चीज आपने रॉ कर ली और 1.5 चीज ये कर ली, तो इट इज गुड. आप एक शादी में जाके आए, डोंट फील एम्बेरस्ड. मैं तो बोलता हूँ आप ब्रेकफास्ट लंच डिनर तीनों आप जो मर्जी है खाइए, पर 11 बजे और 4 बजे हफ्ते में 3 दिन तो गिव अप कीजिए.
That's right. That's right.
That is easy to do, right?
Correct. You have to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere.
जैसे मैं अपनी टीम के साथ नीचे कभी भी जाता हूँ तो मैं कटिंग चाय भी पीता हूँ, वड़ा पाव भी खाता हूँ, समोसा भी खाता हूँ, बट उसके नेक्स्ट डे मैं नीचे जब जाऊंगा तो कोकोनट वाटर पी के ही आऊंगा.
Right.
Then I'll not repeat samosa and vada pav. And over a period of time, you start realizing difference कि वो समोसा खा के आए तो आपकी हंगर शांत होगी, पर थोड़ा डिजीनेस आता है, थोड़ा सुस्ती आती है, लेकिन आप फ्रूट्स खा के आओगे तो सुस्ती नहीं आएगी आपको.
Of course.
इट्स अ वे ऑफ लाइफ.
Yeah.
जब तक मैं रॉ फूड से इंट्रोड्यूस नहीं हुआ था, मैंने कभी कच्चा पालक नहीं खाया, पर मैंने जब कच्चा पालक खाना शुरू किया, इट्स फुल ऑफ प्रोटीन.
Okay, tell me something, Prakash. There's another thing in our mind always that, raw food has got bacteria and it has got, certain organisms. And when you steam them or when you boil them at a certain temperature, it becomes more sterile. So how do you deal with that? Because, especially in today's time, you want to make sure that, whatever you eat is sterile and, you don't want to take chances, right? So how are you dealing with it?
So simple. One is whatever raw food you eat, you need to wash it properly so that at least the outer part is clean and safer. Then little bit bacteria which goes inside, your immune system becomes so strong because of raw food, and the raw food also give you so much minerals and vitamins and protein that they balance against each other. Having said that if you're not comfortable, go for steam, because steam will kill any kind of bacteria. Don't deep cook or deep fry. Steam cooking, anything is good, and that you can do. Similarly, you can go for more safer option, like आप green peas खाते हो. Green peas में तो कोई टेंशन ही नहीं है, आप खोलो और खा लो. नारियल में कोई टेंशन नहीं है, नारियल पानी कोई बॉईल नहीं करता, कोई फ्राई नहीं करता. कच्ची मूंगफली में कोई टेंशन नहीं है, ड्राई फ्रूट्स में कोई टेंशन नहीं है.
No, I was specifically talking about vegetables in particular, because vegetables don't have a casing around it. Fruits में तो क्या होता है, जैसे संतरे में casing हो जाता है, apples में, पेड़ में, so there's a natural protection, right? But vegetables in particular don't have any, like पालक आपने बोला, तो पालक तो ऐसा चीज है कि हम बाहर में भी बहुत कम खाते हैं, क्योंकि we feel that it has to be cleaned very nicely, things like that. So generally asking you, since you practice this and you're a practitioner, that how does your body react to raw vegetables which are uncooked?
In fact, I don't have any problem. The way I look at it is very simple. I'll give a different analogy from finance. When you put your money in FD, you're surely going to lose 12% because stock market gives 15%. But if you put in stock market, there is a chance that you might lose your capital or it might drop. But when you put money in FD, you're surely going to get only 3-4%. So 11% you're surely going to lose. Similarly, if you keep eating cooked food, fried food, you're surely going to damage your body, because body is harder to absorb, right? But
yeah, of course, you have to balance it well.
There's a chance that you might lose. So look at the probability. Here there is a compulsory thing, and like I have a friend, he smokes. So he was arguing with me. So I said, look, raw food में हो सकता है कभी कभार कोई बैक्टीरिया आ गया जिसको आपकी बॉडी के इम्यून सिस्टम ने नहीं डाइजेस्ट किया, पर आप जो सिगरेट पीते हो तो रोज नुकसान है. तो हैव यू एवर थॉट ऑफ स्टॉपिंग सिगरेट? ही सेड, यार तू मेरे पीछे पड़ जा. So that kind of thing. But I'm saying, see, there's no harm in starting with safer options. If you're not comfortable with spinach, leave it. Have the fruits which has a cover, have the anything else which has a cover. That is doable. Similarly, there is a second line. Since the time was short, I didn't get into too much. There is a second line, which is, let's say 4 बजे आपको raw नहीं खाना है, आपको कोई option नहीं मिल रहा है, आपको नहीं मन है. Have सूखा भेल in your office. Sukhaveli is excellent. It is better than all other options, right? Similarly, आप लंच खा रहे हो, लंच में 2 चपाती खाने की जगह आप 1 चपाती खाइए और एक पूरा बाउल भर के सैलेड खाइए. That is safe. Cucumber has a cover, you can peel it. Tomato, you can eat it. So that option is there, but we don't go for those options.
Good.
ट्रैवल करता हूँ बाहर या अब्रॉड जाता हूँ. Once I attended this raw food seminar, उसके बाद मुझे ये परेशानी नहीं होती कि इस कंट्री में वेजिटेरियन फूड नहीं मिलेगा, because now I'm so used to fruits, juices, कच्चा वेजिटेबल. मैं उस कंट्री में पहुंचे सबसे पहला काम करता हूँ, आसपास में सुपरमार्केट ढूंढता हूँ, 2 थैले भर के सब्जियां और फ्रूट्स लेके आता हूँ, and I'm done. I'm not looking for any more breakfast क्या मिलेगा, lunch क्या मिलेगा, dinner क्या मिलेगा, Indian restaurant क्या. I'm done. I'm happy. I just have one meal which I have to have it either as lunch at wherever I'm going for meeting, or a dinner where I'm taking out somebody for dinner. That I have to eat together, whatever. But I'm done because I've got my quota at home. Now I don't go and buy bread or some few more snacks and few more things to keep myself this thing. And let me tell you, Arvind, I'm a pakka foodie. You know, I eat everything. I eat far more than what all of you eat, but I balance it out.
We would love to see your photograph eating a Domino's pizza.
Forget Domino pizza, you know, I am so much pakoda fan that at home we make once a week dal pakoda or you know mirchi pakoda or all kind of pakodas we make. So that's next stage of pakoda pizza.
अरविंद जी, डोमिनोज के साथ में इनकी अगर पिक्चर आएगी तो डोमिनोज वालों को उनको एक अच्छा हैंडसम अमाउंट देना पड़ेगा एज ए ब्रांड एम्बेसडर, बैलेंसिंग द फूड विद डोमिनोज एंड विद नेचुरल फूड और
Correct.
See, Arvind, look at simple thing that all those people who whatever they should body weight as per the height, if they are 5 plus and they start shifting 50% to raw food, you see how at what high speed their weight will start coming under control. Isn't it that good?
Correct.
They just keep hogging food. Like मैं लोगों के घर पे डिनर के लिए जाता हूँ, 1 आलू पराठा आ रहा है, 2 आ रहा है, 3 आ रहा है, उसके बाद थोड़ा डेजर्ट आ रहा है, उसके बाद थोड़ा और 1 आध पकौड़े आ रहा है. And that they do almost 3 days a week. You do it once a week, I'm okay.
So we'll all have a light lunch today.
And also we will fine tune the Taj lunches hereafter.
yes,
Yeah, no Taj lunches. It'll
no, Taj lunches are there. We are starting with the fruit platter always, as
Yeah.
Ramji and other people have said. I started with the fruit platter, and there's
yeah,
lot of
soup and salad lunch.
soups are there,
Yeah.
salads are there, starters. एंड जैसे प्रकाश जी ने बताया थोड़ा सा लिबर्टी दे देते हैं, तो जो डेजर्ट में है एक आध चीज खा लिया, हो गया लंच.
Everything in moderation. That's what
Yes,
Prakash says.
moderate.
Everything
Yes,
in
yes.
moderation makes sense. Like when I go to marriages, if I'm loving the starters, then I'll cut down my lunch quantity. If I'm enjoying the dessert, then I'll cut down starter. You know, so somewhere you need to balance. Or if all three you have enjoyed, you better come home and eat khichdi or salad in the next meal.
Yeah.
Correct.
So there's another Rotarian called Rotarian Narayan Mohite from Boisar. He was Boisar president. We became like Ramnaji, a good friend. Many times he has spoken. In fact, he keep calling me regularly. So how our friendship was started is at Rotary district picnic. He was eating jalebi. So I stand next to him. I said, "एक plate मैं भी लेता हूँ, कैसी है?" And we together had 4 plates of jalebi. And later on, I told him I'm passionate about raw food and I'm a diabetic. He was looking at me.
नारायण मोहिते, बराबर.
Yeah. Yeah, they are also from same field, finance field.
He's from Boisar Club, no? RC Boisar.
Yeah, Tarapur.
Tarapur, yes.
In fact, he invited me other day to Tarapur, so I went and addressed Tarapur Management Association. More than 100 business owners came to listen
Okay.
on a topic called how to increase profit.
Thank you, President. Prakash, on behalf of everyone, I would like to thank you for your raw wisdom. Personally, I have done a lifestyle change because of some health parameters, and hence I think this was a very reassuring talk. from a personal perspective. So thank you so very much for the session today. Thank you.
Thank you, Asim.